Decided to stop in the little town of Seaside. Everybody knows that one from the movie, The Truman Show. But that's not why I stopped here. I stopped here because I can't believe how much is going on here on a Monday afternoon. This place is like really happening right now, and obviously I've never really been here before, so I just want to take a look around and explore. They got all these like little food trucks right on the main sidewalk here, so that's pretty neat. The beach is right across the street. Gonna go check that out in a little while. I'm sure it's super expensive to stay around here or live here. I was checking the prices in Rosemary Beach and I was like, my jaw was dropped. Everything for sale there's like $4 million, $6 million, $7 million. Like, what? I'm really surprised to see how expensive this area is, but obviously it's very desirable. And I think also the fact, one thing I'm noticing is there's a lot of license plates from like Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, Texas. So the thing is, like, location wise, this is probably a really good spot for people from all of those states to come and just drive here for a vacation, versus like Miami where I live. It's much further away and much further south, so it's a lot harder for people to drive down that way. It's not as practical.
Yeah, I know, like really look at it.
So, you know, it's like one of those things where it's just more convenient to come here. So I think that's why people come to this area, and it's a different crowd, you know. It's a lot more families here on vacation together. Seems like the demographic's a little bit older, you know. And then in Miami, we have people from all over the world come to visit. It seems a lot more international than this place. But I drove through one of the back streets over here, turning around looking for parking, and I really like that it's like really tucked away back there. They got all these houses and some of the roads aren't even paved. It's pretty neat. Maybe we'll walk back there and I'll show you what I'm talking about. But so far, the first impression of this area is it's pretty neat, but super expensive. I'm just walking back here in the neighborhood in Seaside, past the main drag, and things get quiet real quick. It is a very peaceful little area, but you gotta be super rich to live here, and I know everybody's kind of getting sick of that. So am I. It's becoming very unaffordable to live in any of these nice areas in Florida, which is a shame. But that's the way of the world, I guess. But that's part of my mission here, is I'm looking for places that are still affordable, that are pretty neat, and are definitely worth living in. And I'll be reporting on that soon. I'm just a big fan of peace and quiet, and this is pretty cool because of the fact that literally you can be right in the peace and quiet right over here. And if you don't want peace and quiet and you want to be in the action, you just walk like a few hundred feet towards the beach and you got that too. And you know, if it's like this on a Monday afternoon, just a regular day, not a weekend or a holiday or anything like that, I can only imagine how crazy things get around here when it is a holiday. Check out this beautiful little park in the center of town here. Just the whole look and feel of being in the center of town here in Seaside, it doesn't even really feel like Florida when you just look at the architecture of this place and just see how everything looks. It looks like you're in a different country almost, maybe somewhere like in Amsterdam or somewhere in Europe. It doesn't look like Florida in my opinion. But I think that's part of what adds to the charm of this place for sure. There's Lizzie taking some pictures and enjoying the peace and quiet, because all you can really hear in this park is the birds chirping, and everybody walking by is just seeming to enjoy the nice peace and quiet as well, and it just gives me a nice warm feeling inside. I like it. It's very neat. You got some little shops and stores just walking past this park here and then going back out towards the main drag and the beach. And, you know, even though there's tourists here, you can see everybody's being respectful. There's no crazy rowdiness going on. And I really like that. You know, it's refreshing for me, especially coming from Miami, because down there you guys have seen the type of tourists that we get sometimes, and it can be pretty annoying dealing with that on a regular basis. So this is very refreshing to be here in Seaside. I'm not entirely sure, but it looks like most of the beach here in Seaside is private. I'm sure there's probably a public access entrance, maybe down by that flag. I don't know, I'll have to go check it out. As it turns out, it's pretty difficult to find an entrance to the beach here in Seaside. I've been looking around for about the last 10 minutes, but it looks like most of the beach entrances here are private, which really sucks, so this might be kind of difficult. See, the messed up thing is they have these private signs all over the place telling you that the beaches are private, but they don't have any signs telling you where the beaches are public, so it seems like they really don't want you to go to the beach here in Seaside unless you actually live here. I have encountered some private beaches in Florida before, but nothing like this where the entire town is basically a private beach. In Palm Beach, they do have private beaches where you have large estates on the ocean and the backyard is the ocean, and so it's private. But here it's kind of strange because it's like the entire beach here is just for the town, just for residents. You need to have a wristband to enter. And it just sucks because we wasted about half an hour, 45 minutes just looking for the public beach entrance, which there is one, but it was very difficult to find. Overall, I did enjoy visiting here because it's a pretty relaxing place. The vibe here is very laid back, and you can tell it's just a very upscale crowd that's here. No surprise because it's so expensive. I mean, even half of these houses like this were just empty. So you could tell people really aren't here all the time, and these houses are millions of dollars. Well, it turns out that there is a public beach access entrance here in Seaside. You have to come all the way to the west end of town to find it. Just in case anybody's wondering if you ever decide to stop in and visit. You know, I just thought of something as I'm sitting here on the beach, and that is that I think this area is probably pretty crowded and like the happening spot right now because it's summertime. You know, the kids are out of school, college is out, and all of this. And since this area gets quite a bit colder in the winter time than South Florida, this is probably like the prime time to come visit this area, I would imagine. And you know, I would say it's kind of the opposite in Miami. I think it's more preferable to be down there in the winter time because we got, you know, nice 78-degree days down there every day basically. And up here it can get pretty cold into the 40s. So I would imagine if I come back to this area in January, it's probably going to be dead empty and cold. And that's why right now, you know, it's sunny, it's warm out, it's like 80 degrees today, and everyone's in town enjoying their summer beach place. I don't know if you guys can see this in the video, but there's like a real haziness in the sky over here. I'm at Fort Walton Beach now, which is pretty close to the hotel I'm staying at. And I've never seen anything like this here in Florida before. I've seen this in California where the beaches get like fog and the sky gets kind of hazy like that. But I've never seen this here in Florida. And I'm not sure if it's the sea mist because it's a windy day or what's going on, but I've never seen this in Miami before, ever. And I've lived there for 13 years, so just another observation for you. It actually feels kind of cold out here at the beach today, especially with this haziness going on because it's already getting close to sunset, as you can tell. And, you know, being 20 degrees cooler or something like that coming from Miami, it does feel on the cool side, but it does feel good. I'm not complaining. I remember somebody mentioned in the comments about staying in Fort Walton Beach instead of Destin, and I actually took that advice because I didn't want to stay in a super busy area, and I'm glad I did. I just think that this area is a lot more laid back. It's a little bit cheaper too to stay in if you're staying in a hotel. Also, I was looking at some prices for the condos and stuff here. It's also cheaper to buy as well. but it's still a pretty cool area. You know, you have the pier right down there, which you can still see from here. And, you know, there's like that whole little complex with the bars and restaurants on the water. So that's pretty neat. And I think it's a pretty cool little spot. I haven't explored the actual town of Fort Walton Beach too much because I've just been like checking out the beaches all day. But so far, I like this area a lot. It's very nice.